Rob? Hey everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the BatmanUniverse.net. Today we're taking a look at the second figure to come out in this particular wave. I believe it's technically Wave 4, if I'm looking at the Joker's package right. S4, Series 4 is I guess what they're calling this particular wave. Only 2 figures came out in this wave, which kind of has some people a little wondering what's going on, and maybe we'll get into that in just a little bit. But of course, it is the classic version of Harley Quinn, the DLC skin of the classic version of Harley Quinn. So there was a poll put out by Rocksteady after the game had come out. They were going to do one more DLC skin set. Was it going to be the Arkham Knight? Because we had the Red Hood skin that we were going to get an option to play as the Arkham Knight, or change Harley Quinn into this, and it was a pretty close 50-50 split. Not really. Harley Quinn won by a decent margin, but there were enough people that were like, that sucks. If you have the character models for both, why don't you just give us both DLC skins? And they end up doing so, just due to fan demand. So that was cool. Then the video game, you can skin Harley Quinn up to look like this, or in her Arkham Knight version, and I have that figure as well. And then vice versa with the Red Hood and the Arkham Knight himself. The only 2 figures like in this wave that I have said are the Killing Joke, Joker, and then Harley Quinn. So people were thinking that at least there should have been Poison Ivy in here, and I thought there was somebody else, but Poison Ivy was originally solicited at the time of this, along with the Batgirl Oracle 2-pack. Now, the Batgirl Oracle 2-pack, from different places that I see where you can still pre-order her, is available sometime in December. So, I've been told by some people that that has been canceled, and Poison Ivy has been canceled. I don't know anything about the Arkham Guard, the Arkham Knight soldiers, and that Batman figure that's in that 3-pack. I don't know if that's been canceled yet or not. That's one that I have pre-ordered because I really want a couple Arkham Knight soldiers, and then my 5th Batman now. But anyway, it's a whole topic for another day. So, the last time I was looking, that Poison Ivy and Batgirl are still available for pre-order through Big Bad Toys and Amazon. So, it's out there. I don't know that if it's been officially canceled and those other retailers have not taken those figures off yet, so we'll find out. I believe this is sculpted by, no, this is sculpted by Joe Mena. I didn't say it in the Joker's review, is sculpted by Phil Ramirez. There's the red picture there of the, you know, computer armature that they would use for the video games, or just something that, you know, DC Collectibles decided to do. Harley Quinn. So that's everything that she comes with. 2 sets of interchangeable hands, which is really pretty cool. And then her bat that we've received now 3 times. So if you've lost one, hey, you've got a couple backups. So we'll get Harley Quinn out of package, and we will see what she looks like. And I'm telling you right now, from just looking at this, this might be the best version of the classic Harley Quinn that we've received from Mattel and from DC Collectibles. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Wow, I really, really like this figure. Really like this figure. Man, I think she's going to be a top 5. When it's all said and done, I go through all of my Arkham figures. The ones that are going to be in my top 5 are ones that are great. The Arkham Origins Batman, I think, is still my favorite Batman from the whole series so far. The Red Hood. This is going to be one too. Her colors are perfect. The glossy black and the glossy red. It's got that leathery type of a look that you would think that the Harley's costume would have. It's just painted so very well, and I could get her in a really cool stance without her having to be on a stand or something like that. But everything is nice and clean. And, I mean, her face is perfect. Now, Mattel did like a crazy smiley type of a face. The character model that you can look in the game, in like the trophy section, this is how her face is depicted there. So I don't need any expression. expression in Harley's face. Every single time, I think she kind of even looks a little more sinister, not smiling, like the crazy side of her is just coming out. That's a whole lot of crazy in there, but what a beautiful looking figure. It is sculpted very well. Wow, I can't get over how nice this figure is. I mean, what a simple design, but it comes off looking so good. And how cool was that in the Suicide Squad that we got to see Margot Robbie in this costume for those few seconds that it was on screen. So very cool. What a great look for Harley Quinn. She's articulated very decent too. For being as agile as Harley Quinn is, they gave her a decent amount of articulation. Typically for the women action figures, we don't get any type of a waist swivel or ab crunch. That might have been nice. They could have cut in a waist swivel here, but I know sometimes DC will say, you know, they don't want to do that because they don't want to disrupt the sculpt of the figure unless it's around a utility belt or something that can be hidden. I've got Mattel's off to the side. Mattel's put in, you know, all that stuff that they normally would, but it works with this figure. And I'm telling you what, she's going to be front and center on my shelf ahead of the standard Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. Wow, what a great figure. The head does look left to right, down slightly, up a little bit, not too much. But wow, really cool. You can kind of get her head to tilt, you know, like, I'm kind of crazy. Kind of like this pose here. Like, not quite what she's going to do yet. So the arms go all the way around, come up to 90 degrees very, very well. I mean, that's pretty cool in and of itself. There's an elbow swivel and then a single hinge at the elbow. It's okay. The hands rotate and hinge. She comes with 2 extra set of hands. No waist or ab crunch. Can get into the splits. I mean, Harley Quinn, you want her to be able to get into the splits, and by the way they sculpted her, she can. That is very cool, DC. She can get into a seated position, which is really nice. Can do a back kick. This is some of the best leg articulation that DC Collectibles has done. So very cool. Double jointed knees. So, I mean, how cool is that right off the bat? I mean, get her on a stand and she could be like, I don't know why I'm doing that. The hinge and ankle rotation. What a cool figure. So very cool. Wow, if you have an opportunity to get her and you just want a classic Harley Quinn action figure, you don't want an Arkhamized version of it, this is the one to get. Now, she was standing. I had her all turned every which way but loose. Bad choice of words right there. Like I said, she does come with a couple accessories. She comes with her bat. There she goes falling. So she may benefit, and she doesn't have any peg holes. So she will stand. You've just got to get her there. So I had to bend her knees just a little bit. So she comes with her bat, which we've received a couple times already. She comes with the Arkham City. I've got her off the side here. Arkham City bat, which is the same. And then I've got the Arkham Knight version of Harley Quinn just off camera there. So there's that bat. So they're all just a little different on the tops, but essentially the exact same bat all the way through. And like I said, she does come with other sets of hands, which I was not expecting. She's got hands to be able to hold the bat in either hand. And she's got open hands, which I believe the standard Harley Quinn from the game came with the same amount, a set of hands, to be able to hold the jacket box, which I had off camera, apologize, so you can put it in the palm of her hand. If you have this version of Harley Quinn from Arkham Knight, you can do that with, which would be really pretty cool. So the hands just peg off. And I thought I had another hand there. There we go. One red, one black, of course, alternate sides. So there we go, so she can hold her bat in her hand. Now something I brought up with me is the Mattel mallet. So this does not come with this figure. If you want her with a mallet, you can give her the Mattel mallet. I think there was another version of Harley Quinn that did have the hammer. I'm not exactly sure what that was. So if you wanted that, I'll probably just pose her with the bat, but I wanted you to be able to see that. Since this is what she uses in the game, I decided to go with the bat instead of the mallet. And that's what the movie ended up using, so they kind of went from mallet to bat, which I think makes a little bit more sense for her if she's going to keep this on her person, as it will. In the game, I don't know if it's magnetized or she's got it, you know, in her back, kind of like a sword. A mallet would be kind of hard. So, very cool here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the Mattel figure. And I know we're looking at two different toy lines, but we don't get a whole lot. We're starting to get more Harley Quinn stuff now, obviously because of the movie and Harley Quinn's becoming a very popular character. But up until, you know, most recent years, there weren't a lot of Harley Quinn things that you could find. So let me bring up the Mattel version of Harley Quinn here. Of course, night and day in size and color scheme. I still really like this Harley Quinn. Granted, it's set for the Mattel size here. But just in the paint alone, different types of a plastic, I get it. But this one would be very hard to set in with your Mattel figures because she would be so tall. And like I said, they've got the waist swivel and ab crunch in this one. But you can just see what a difference like 7 or 8 years makes into what DC Collectibles is able to do over top of what Mattel is doing. Again, I guess I understand one's more mass production and cheaper plastic, but man, just what a fantastic figure. Let's take a look at some of the other Harley Quinns that I have. Here is the Arkham City version of Harley Quinn, and this is right around the time that they started changing the size of some of their characters. So Harley Quinn is a little bit too small. This is where she was. Then she gets into the nurse's outfit from Asylum, which I don't have that figure. That wasn't one that I was really jumping up and down to get because I feel like I've got some other favorite versions of Harley Quinn in my collection, so maybe I'll get it at some point. And then she goes into this one, and then the Arkham Knight costume. So, you know, chronologically, she shouldn't be shrinking in size and then growing again, but just due to how they were manufacturing and they decided to change the heights on some things, you may have that. It's a little disappointing that I can't keep all of them together if I wanted to and have, like, a proper continuity just in height, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's go on to the next Harley Quinn. This is also one of my favorites. The first ever Harleen Quinzel figures. I mean, who would have thought we'd be here? Now, of course, this is from the Arkham Origins version, and she is in the correct height that she should be in. I think the Arkham City was just a misstep. Truth be told, the Mattel version of Harley Quinn from Arkham City is actually, I think, a better figure than the DC Collectibles one. You don't hear that very often, but I do like that one over the DC Collectibles one. But Harley and Harleen are really, really nice here. You can kind of have like a Harley type of a, you know, transformation. You could leave out the City version if you wanted to and just go right into the Arkham Knight version. So let's do that. Let's bring up the Arkham Knight version of Harley Quinn. And here's her video game counterpart. You can play her as the standard version of Harley Quinn, or you can reskin her to this. This is how I have Harley in the video game. I like this Harley Quinn. I wasn't 100% sold on the face when I reviewed her. It's okay, but this Harley Quinn, wow, it's just perfect. You know, had both of these been out at the exact same time, which one would I have gotten? This one. This one in a heartbeat. This one's good. I'm glad to have it, but this figure is going to be standing in front of this figure, and then, you know, so on down the line. So let's bring up one more person here. Let's see what she looks like with Mr. J. And here is Harley and the Joker side by side. If I'm opposing Harley and the Joker together, these are the two that I'm going to use. As far as DC Collectibles go, they're both really good figures. Again, I'm just still marveling at Harley Quinn, which is just a fantastic figure. For some of the missteps that maybe DC Collectibles has made here or there, this is a really, really good figure. I cannot recommend this figure enough. Let's bring up the other Joker from this series in this particular wave. So here's Harley and the Joker with Batman. How is he going to get out of this? Tune in tomorrow, same bat times. Again, I love this figure. Composer and quite a few different ways with the articulation that they gave her. I think she's going to look really good on your shelf if you decide to do so. Today we've been taking a look at the Batman Arkham Knight Harley Quinn figure. This is 14 of the series so far. Hopefully there's still more. This is the DLC skin for the video game for Harley Quinn. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the BatmanUniverse.net signing off saying we will see you guys next time.